What it do? Welcome to the lunchroom. You already know what it is. It's your boy Hefe, aka Please Stop Calling Me Ludacris, aka DJ Kinda Jazzy Jeff. You already know what it is. Here's our boy.
What's going on, y'all? It's Kembe. How y'all doing? There it is. Like pretty much is all I can give you.
All right,
right now. It's pretty much is all I can give.
Mr. Slice.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
it.
We are here with my boy Maps Glover in the beautiful Eden Hotel in DC. I appreciate them for letting us have this space, letting us do our thing. Their space is beautiful, so if you want to stay somewhere in the city, make sure you check them out. They have artistic spaces and sitting spaces and land spaces and all the other spaces.
And then also the nightlife too.
Oh yeah, I went to a
The
party
nightlife
before. It was tough. Anyway, my man Matt, introduce yourself. Let them know exactly who you are.
Oh shit, that's a lot of pressure. But I'll start with this. I'm an artist in DC. I'm an activator. I'm a cultural fucking connoisseur.
Yeah.
I love DC, and I'm excited to be here at the lunch table, the lunch room. I'm excited to be here at the lunchroom, and I love you, and I love you for it. I love you for having me on right now, bro. It's a vibe, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just happy that you know, it was a real quick turnaround.
It was that, and that's how you do. Like when you want to get something done, and it wasn't even off the strength of us being homies. Like this is my good friend. Like he's an amazing artist, an amazing talent, but more than anything, that's just my guy. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was all professionalism when it came to us setting this up. It was like, okay, we're gonna do it here. Let's do it this time. Let's do this, boom, 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 and we execute it. Sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes it's worse when they are homies. You feel me? So sometimes when you are working with people, you do know they get a little lax. But I appreciate you.
Let's see how bad this gets.
You know, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I have known you for a long time, so this is an honor to be sitting down with you to really dig into, because we usually talk about regular stuff. When you and I talk, we don't talk about like the deeperness of what's going on. We talk about what our everyday lives is, but it's an honor to sit down with you because I've been telling you how proud I am of you. I've been telling you how amazing you're doing. Now, the world's going to hear it from you. They see it. They already see it. Now they're going to really be able to hear you talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? Really hear you say, you know what I'm saying?
The world.
Gas you up.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's funny. It's cool that y'all are doing this too, because for a long time, you know, Hefe, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn, this man really does kind of get to the heart of what the artists are going through, and like really are, you know, you've been able to like really like pull out some things, and talking to artists and like putting artists on that. I feel like as an artist, I get a lot of the same questions over and over again. I'm pretty sure we're gonna run over some of that today, but you know, you have the ability to like really kind of go in and have me contemplate things that I don't always think about in my practice. So yeah, I know.
Sure.
I'm like a little sweaty. I'm like, oh shit, what is this?
You know, so it's probably the sun coming in the window, you know what I'm saying? And the shirt looks kind of hot.
You know,
that's silk. Is that silk?
Come on, this
that's
Foreman Mills best, baby.
This
is the best performance.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
Mills.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it real. This some good old Foreman Mills. We gotta keep it popping before they close down. You know, DC is gentrified as fuck.
Thrift Couture. So let's get into it. Because we do go back. This is a question I've always wanted to ask. Because I've seen you from high school when we were in art class.
Mr. Zippy.
You know what I'm saying? Mr. Zippy. Sound like the dude from the Red Eyes commercial. Cybert, what are you doing? that was my man stuff. But he called me cheating on the test though. But we ain't gonna get into that.
You weren't that good. You weren't that good at 2-point perspective.
And not okay. I wasn't at all. I was cheating off an art test. That was art class. If you cheating on an art test, you just ain't for you. And that's what I was doing. That's why it's not what I do. But nah, like, so I've seen you go from doing that in the art class, which is, even if you could say it's on the lowest level, but you were doing it at a high capability. You were doing it at a high level skill wise. And then you took it to, I've seen you do photography. I've seen you do performance art. I've seen you do so many arts. And you've excelled at all of them. Like, how have you gotten to what you do now? Are you solidified and like this is where you're gonna stay? Or like, but how have you gotten to that part of the world of art?
So, I mean, it's interesting you talk about like even at the beginning where we're looking at like just 2-point perspective or like shading, and you know the the dedication to it, the practice of it, because art is literally just a practice, right? So, you know, practice makes perfect. So the more you keep doing it, the more energy you put into it, you know, the better you get, you know.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's just a matter of like continuing to practice. And I don't know, over the years I've kind of found this. I feel like I've like contemplated whether or not I'm doing it the right way, whatever the right way is.
Yeah.
So it's just like, as I've kept doing this, it's like, okay, so shit, the best way to express this subject that is like pressing on my mind is to like paint it. So let me paint it. You know, I got the resources to paint it. Or, you know, maybe I need to perform this. I need to like put my body through something wild in order to like really scream about how urgent this thing is for me. So I don't think I've like ever like really landed. I hope I never like just land on one thing.
Yeah.
I hope that it continues to, you know, open up and open me up to different experiences so that I can like, you know, just keep doing this practice. So I don't get bored of it.
Yeah.
But like sometimes when I go to like galleries, museums, like, it gets really boring. I'm just like, oh my God, okay. Walk around, look, walk around, smile, you know, like having the stories to understand why the artist did something or why the, you know, performer put their body through this thing. It really like motivates me to keep going and like have people have different experiences when they come and see it.
And I came to your last exhibition in Culture House, or some people probably know it as what is it?
Blind Wine.
Blind Wino. Yeah, that spot. And that was like what you put together was beautiful in itself, but your body was part of the actual exhibition. Like I personally, and I know most people, people can, okay, I can draw real good here. But it takes a different type of guy, a different type of brain and body to say, okay, I'm gonna sit here in this chair and I'm gonna wrap myself in the strings and I'm gonna just sit here for everybody to see. As if like it's easy to sit in the corner and watch them look at your work, but you're there, like you have to keep the faith, you have to keep the body. Like what is the mindset of that? Like I couldn't even imagine doing it.
Yeah, I think I'm like crazy. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. I think I'm so like delusional. Like I feel so deeply that what I'm doing with my body really does affect people who are experiencing it. It's like the amount of dedication and energy I put into it is kind of like, you know, it's a chemical imbalance, but it's like an intention. I'm like directing that like, it's like no one else in this room can see that there's like a huge like wave of energy about to come into this space, and I'm just gonna stand here and sit here, and because I'm so intensely like here, you'll be able to like feel that thing that I'm creating with just my own energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like crazy, but it does take like that level of dedication. Like my dad always used to tell me if I ever wanted to be successful at something, I need to be obsessed with it. I think I like really took that literally. So every fiber of my being in that space is definitely dedicated to bringing to reality something that people aren't able to see.
Yeah, sure. And I think it takes a bit of chemical imbalance, I'll say, to be that talented. Because if you think about all the greatest artists in different, not just visual, but in musical and all different forms of art, they weren't just typical run-of-the-mill guy who just eats cereal in the morning. Just they have something that stands out about them. Like they have something inside them that says, okay, I'm a little different, but guess what? That difference is about to put this on the wall. It's about to put this on a beat. It's about to put this in a movie or whatnot. So I can definitely understand.
Yeah, it's like society, like me deciding that I'm not really interested in society's, like how society defines me in my vulnerability, because in this society people aren't vulnerable. Mm-hmm. So there's always going to be judgment about, you know, being vulnerable publicly, you know. There's always judgment. That's why reality TV is the way it is. That's why everybody feels like they can say anything they want about people who appear on a screen because they feel some sort of ownership of their vulnerability. And it's like, you wouldn't even be willing to do that shit. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. And you also wouldn't say that if you weren't protected by the TV screens. Like, he don't see you, he don't hear you saying that. He probably not following you on Twitter either. She's probably not following you on Twitter. So you feel safe in saying it. You feel like you're saying it publicly, but I'm also not big enough for this person to see this publicly voice.
What I wanted to get into was I remember like seeing a couple on Instagram, like I think it's some of your pieces, the I Am Matter pieces.
Mm-hmm, like the Matter joints.
The Matter joints, yeah. So what was your concept on that?
So yeah, Matter, right? So I always have like an anecdote, I feel. It's like an anecdote. It's like, okay, I have a story for the thing. No, so that pattern, you're talking about like the patterns. Yeah, so like the patterns really kind of started from when I was in college, and I just started cutting out paper. I just was cutting paper for a long time, and I started thinking of this cut paper as like it had endless possibilities. So like matter to me is like this is like the building blocks of all life. It's like the thing before it becomes a thing. It's like the endless amount of potential. And so maps and matter kind of go hand in hand with me because you have this endless potential, and then you have somebody who is trying to make sense of all this undefined matter, energy, space. So yeah, that's really where it came from. Me really not knowing what to paint or draw. Me really not knowing how to make art, for lack of a better, how do you step into hundreds and thousands of years of history and then decide that what I'm doing is valuable or valid? It was like an unsure space. So it's like I'm doing all this stuff that I have to at some point in my life like dive through and navigate.
And it's crazy for me sometimes because I see the guy I pretty much grew up with, and I also see the celebrity. The celebrity of the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's crazy. Like, I'm saying, you my man, I'm gonna gas you up. You feel me? So people probably think, oh, you're amazing artist, and like they don't get to see like you legit a cool dude too. Like, so like, what's something that you don't think that the public seeing maps that you would think that you want them to know about you as a quote unquote as regular as you can be, a regular person?
I don't know. It's funny because like after I even do a performance, I really don't know how vulnerable I've been because my mind is in such like a different space. So like I'm like, oh shit, what did everybody just see me do? And I go back into my isolation. Yeah. I mean, I like to sit at home and watch Star Trek for hours. Yeah. And talk on the phone. See it? You know what I'm saying?
Like you say, it's the weird shit. Like you see, like you look at Jay-Z, like look at Jay-Z not at home watching fucking Kenan and Kel, like the richest man, like Elon Musk probably at home just eating Fruit Loops, just watching a regular TV show. But you don't think that when you see people that you put on this pedestal. But you don't realize, these are regular people. Like you probably do have times where you would rather be chilling with your family instead of traveling to a different state. You do have times where you just want to, play the game. Like there's a separation, but sometimes you probably do want to do those things.
No, a lot of times I just want to like go and like eat my mom's food for like days and just like not have anything to do but eat and sleep and watch. So you think you can dance, or what else I've been playing. I've been playing Angry Birds again.
People still play Angry Birds?
Me, you know what I'm saying? And I realized like how long I've been playing because like every time I'm trying to like beat somebody, you know, you can see like all your Facebook friends, like who,
Yeah.
nobody's at the level.
Because no one's playing it anymore. That's why.
So no matter what score I get, I'll beat
It's
everybody.
just you.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's just you out there.
I play Temple Run.
You play Temple Run?
No,
Yeah.
Temple Run was the job. When I
Temple
first
Run.
got an iPhone, like I was like, oh, I gotta download Temple Run. I be seeing everybody with
I still
playing
play
the
that
joke.
joke.
Temple
Okay.
Run. It's
I
just
don't
like
play
the
that.
best way to just like relax your mind. It's like nothing. It's woo,
Right.
woo. It's funny because like I like being an artist and like being a fan of artists, you know, I see them as like celebrities, but like I definitely don't see myself like that. But I think it's interesting like how important like the visual component is, even when it comes to like musicians fully thinking about what their project is. And they never invite the artist who brought that vision to life. It blows me.
Yeah.
That blows me. Like at the Breakfast Club, along with, well, you know what I'm saying? Like no matter where,
Yeah.
like the artist, the visual artist that like was a part of helping to create that vision should be
Yeah.
present. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny how the word even artist has kind of been shifted in like mainstream media. Like artist means musician.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And musicians are artists.
Yeah.
And vocalists are artists. But like there's like
Like 5 of artists
There's
that were included in
so
this.
many,
Like the
yeah.
producers and artists, so that everything was an artist in creating this. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, how do y'all think about that? You know, in terms of like, do y'all even like think about like the visual that component that came along with the musician and like why it would not be, you know?
I definitely do, just because I've been involved in so much music, behind the scenes and music, and I've seen what producers do. Like, and I've been so enamored with it at times where I've tried to do it, and I'm like, oh shit, nigga, you're not good at it, you can't do this.
Look at that.
And and it- not that I thought it was easy, but just I was interested, so I tried to do it, and I was like, it's much harder than I already thought it was. So just behind the scenes, and my nephew wants to go into audio engineering, and I explained to him, audio engineering can be for movies. Like the movie you watched last night would not have sounded as good if the artist that did the music and did the light and did so many different things. Like that takes an artistry to do. You feel me?
Yeah. And then like, let's say for example, like you might as well just say, you know, he's going to win a Grammy. Tyler,
Yeah.
the creator.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, everything in that project, the Igor project, pretty much he had from like pianos,
Yeah.
that going like you hear like different every time you play the song over and over, you hear different things like come out of the track.
I mean, the wardrobe, the
The
hairstyle,
hairstyle,
the creative director that even fucking like decided that this is okay,
Right.
we're working with Tyler. Okay, Tyler, okay, we're gonna find this way here. Okay, so who can, you know what I'm saying? Like really was able to like put that shit into a package. Then it's
Right.
like, well, here's America, well, world. You know what I'm saying? Like here's
yeah.
this, you know, finished thing, and it's just like that was a whole, you know, team
Right.
that put that together. And I'm always curious because there's always like a front runner, but I feel like in America we're so like hell bent on just like celebrating one individual, and it's just such like an individualist society that, you know, you don't realize it's like a whole team that went along
Yeah.
to, and none of it can be done
Right.
on your own.
Nothing.
So why do we just pretend and celebrate it like it's all, you know, on their own? And I think as an artist, I've worked with a bunch of people. Like my whole thing is like I really want to build community through conversation, through movement, through activating different types of spaces. And you know, I'm one person. You know what I'm saying? I'm like facilitating these ideas, but the execution really comes from, you know, community support.
Exactly.
And even you talking about, and as I ramble, you talking about Culture House, like that whole project was funded by the community. I put
Shout
out
out
a
the
call.
community.
Yo, seriously, like I put out a call for just any funding of any amount, and people were like donating like hundreds of dollars just to help me, you know, put on that exhibition. So, you know,
And that's amazing. That speaks to that speaks to, I was about to say it speaks to you, but it also speaks to the city. Like it also speaks to where we from, where we are. DC has everything. DC area has everything from DC and Maryland, Virginia. We have everything. Every art, and then people care. And that's just a small example of like, they gave the money. They not getting anything from it, but they gave the money because they know what is important and they just see what can come from what I give to this. Things like that. I'm gonna end it with a little what if type Joan, you know what I'm saying? If you weren't an artist, if you weren't doing anything with art, what would you be doing right now? If you just graduated high school, all right, time to do something, or you went to college, whatever the case might have been, what would you be doing at your age right now?
All right, I go back and forth. Like, I would either want to be like a scientist,
Yeah.
and I would just be like working in environmental science, like really trying to figure out how to, you know, resolve some issues that we have going on in like our like whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
It's
you know,
crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe I'll be in the circus.
Really?
I feel like
I did not see that coming.
I feel
Yeah,
like
come
so I'm
on.
taking like trapeze, and man, it's still kind of like, but I'm taking like trapeze classes and stuff, and like silks on this. I'm pretty good at that,
Word.
and I think
I'm
that
on
I would
Plus
love to, you know, be in the circus.
Hey, you know how I am. I'm looking out for the home. I'll be like, that's my man's on the joke. Flipping the thing, slide down the silk curtain and shit. I'm like, my man's right there.
I
You know what I'm
still
saying?
might do both of those things.
Hey, you see that? You absolutely still can do that. Like I said, thank you for sitting down with us, man. I appreciate you.
My man,
You know what
my
I'm saying?
man.
Maps Glover.
Maps
You know what I'm saying?
Glover.
You can just simple Google. I told her before we were on the phone, I was like, when you Google something and the first line is you made it, though. Like, that means you out here. That means you on. When I Google Maps Glover and it's just right there. You Google Jeff, you go on Google through you go on slide through a few pages where you see something about me. But no, and I do know you are very involved and advocate for a lot of efforts. Is there anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to say to the folks? Or the people you want to shout out to?
Yeah, I mean, my mom, what up, mom, what up? I love you, girl. You know what I mean? You my number one. You know, ain't nobody ever looked out for me as much as you. So that just goes with saying, because I always say that.
Shout out to Glovers.
To the Glovers. And yeah, so I've been documenting police brutality for the last 2 years, and it's really just getting out of control, man. I think as of today, there's like 912 people that have been killed by police violence, and the numbers continue to rise. And I think that this is it just brings me a lot of emotions thinking about my brothers and my sisters who are supposed to be protected and feel safe in their neighborhoods and to express themselves. And because they express themselves and because they're trying to live free in America, their lives are cut short. Legalize marijuana,
Of course.
and yeah, let's like, you know, work together and not be fighting. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, fucking independent, like none of that shit matters. We all have to share air, water, space, and as long as we remember that, I feel like we'll be all right.
Couldn't have said it any better. My boy Maps, Kimbe Slice, Hefe, welcome to the lunchroom. We'll leave the lunchroom. Have you want to get it? We out.
Set it off. Top of the morning, I'm gonna set it off. You living boring, I'm gonna set it off. Shooting them scoring, I'm gonna set it off. Like soldiers torn, I'm gonna set it